Hello and welcome to Really Robin Stamps. Today I wanted to share with you a personal project, and what I thought we would do is go through the process of decorating a pre-made notebook that I'm going to use as a journal. So I wanted you to just see how I use my stamping and card making supplies for all kinds of projects. So this is just a Rae Dunn notebook. I found it at TJ Maxx, and it just has blank lined pages. And I've been using it as a journal so far in 2024. And since it has this lovely gold lettering, I just thought it would be perfect to decorate with some paper that also had some gold foiling in it. So this is a new catalog and a new suite of products from Stampin' Up! And I'm going to use just as much of it as I can. But this is 12 by 12 paper called Nature's Sweetness. And the colors in this paper are white, gold, pebbled path, and pecan pie. So let's just take a look. This is like a little scripty pebbled path background, and the script is gold. And then the other side is this beautiful kind of ledger, a distressed ledger look, and that's in pecan pie. And then this is a sheet that has all the different designs of the florals with a grid, a distressed grid in pebbled path. And here's a nice tiny little pattern of little flowers on one side, and then this beautiful pattern on the other. And here's like encyclopedia newspaper kind of column look with some splatters of foil, and then this beautiful pebbled path in white. And then we have some nice lovely white leaves on this gold, and then some more script, really distressed on the back. And then here's gold grid. And then on this side, there's actually some pieces you can cut out to make into card fronts, very simply. So again, this is Nature's Sweetness Suite. There's actually 2 stamp bundles, and I'm going to use some of the pieces with all of them. So one is called Lovely and Sweet with matching dies. The other is called Notes of Nature with matching dies as well. And then there's some beautiful faux leather trim and these little cork dots that come as this coordinated suite. So let's get started. So I'm going to do some covering and adding to the front. And so I've already cut out the script because it's one of my favorite pieces so far. And I'm going to add that on the edge. And then I'm going to take some of the pieces from this piece of paper, and I'm going to cut them out. So what is really neat about this particular piece right here is that it coordinates with the main images in both of these stamp sets. So these 3 and these 3 are all in here. And since there are dies that are going to cut out those images, you can actually just cut out every single image on this piece of paper, which makes it really, really nice to use. So I'm going to be adding these to my journal. So what I want to do is add an adhesive sheet to the back of this because I just want to turn it, my cutouts into stickers. So I'm going to use Stampin' Up's adhesive sheets. They are 6 by 12 inches. I think I'm going to need a couple of them. So I'm going to add it to the back of this piece of paper, and I'm just going to do it right along this side. Let me think. I might just do the whole thing. I think I'll do the whole thing because I'll probably end up cutting these out anyway. Even what I don't use on my journal, I'll use on cards. So let's just do that. So what you do with an adhesive sheet is you take off the strips Okay, so this is just like wax paper, and the sticky is what's left. And so you can cut this adhesive sheet down to any size. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to leave this last strip so I can hold on to it while I get it lined up with my paper. So I'm going to adhere it in the corner and then just make sure I lined it up with the edge there. Okay, so I'm going to press that to the back because I want this back to be sticky, because this is the sticker, or the top of the sticker essentially when I cut them out. And then I'll take this last strip off. I can grab it. Okay, so these are 6 by 12, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing, and we'll have a full sheet here, full 12 by 12 sheet. Okay, so now I'm going to pick out the images that I want to turn into stickers, and I'm going to cut them out. I'm just going to cut around them first so that I can utilize as many as possible, and then I'm going to cut them out with dies. Okay, so these are the images that I'm going to cut out with the dies. So let's grab them. So this is the Lovely and Sweet bundle that has those 3 images. And here's Notes of Nature, which has these 3. So let's start here. So now I'm going to take the time to color in these images, since this is just white designer series paper with gold foiling outline images. I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends, which are alcohol-based markers, and I'm going to color in these to match the notebook that I have. And the notebook, like I said, I got this a long time ago, and it has this kind of light pinkish purple. So I'm gonna pull in my Highland Heather and my Fresh Freesia and Soft Seafoam to just give these a little bit of color. I might add some crumb cake for the little seed pods. These are actually flowers and leaves, little branches from a vanilla plant. You can see this right here are the elongated pieces that actually, whoops, let's get that in the camera, that look like vanilla stalks. I'm not sure what you call the long strings. The vanilla beans, I guess, is what they're called. So let's do a little bit of coloring. There's lots of leaves here. And I'm going to use my light Stampin' Blend first, and then I'll go back and do some detail with the darker one. Okay, now that those are all colored, just hold that up a little closer to see some of the detail. I'm pretty sure that vanilla flowers are not purple, but they're going to coordinate with the album. So I made them purple. I have a feeling they're white. Probably somebody knows. You can leave me a comment if you know what color vanilla blossoms are. So what I have done is picked out some of the other pieces of paper that I really like that I'm going to use to decorate. So I've already decided on this little piece here, and then I'm going to use some of these also. And then I have chosen a piece that I want to add to the back, this nice scripty piece here. And then what I'd like to do is use this little border die, this one right here, that makes a nice long leaf. I'm going to pick a gold color. I'm going to choose this piece here to cut out the leaf out of. So I'm going to go ahead and add adhesive sheets to the back of all these, and then we will start sticking things down. Okay, I think I have all the pieces cut out. And let's go ahead and assemble and decorate this journal. So I'm going to start with the back and this large piece of Designer Series paper. So now I'm going to take the adhesive sheet off the back, and so it's going to leave that sticky. And we're going to line it up and plop it down. And remember, this is a journal. This is just a personal journal for fun. So I'm not going to get crazy about it not being perfect. So it's kind of a temporary journal anyway. All right, so that turned out nicely. So that's the back. And let's work on the front. So we're going to put this piece here, but let's make sure the writing is going in the right direction. That would make me kind of crazy. Okay, I'm going to open this flat. Now you could also attach all of this paper with Mod Podge, and that would be really fun too. There's nothing more fun than using that. I just decided to use adhesive sheets because I didn't feel like being a little extra messy with the Mod Podge, and I really wasn't sure how, if I covered it with Mod Podge, if it would take away the shine of the gold, and so I didn't want to do that. So there is my beautiful strip. So now I'm going to take this little leaf border, and I'm going to go right along the edge of the paper that I just put down. So like I said, one of my intentions for 2024 is to make sure that I am doing creative projects for myself, which is going to include more memory keeping. I make a lot of cards, and I love making cards, but I'm going to also make sure that I am doing some other projects as well. So I'm just putting the center of that right along the edge, and then I'm going to stick it down. And then I'm also trying to do things that I know are good for me, and small things that are good for me as well, like journaling, like drinking tea, like practicing yoga, things that will add up to helping me to, just be calm and have less anxiety. And so I haven't been journaling for several years, so I thought this would be a good time to start. So I'm just pressing all those down, and then everything that hangs over, we're going to trim off even with the page. I love how that turned out. So I'm just going to press them all down. Now, I know because I'm going to carry this journal around with me every day, it's going to get beat up, and that's okay. That is what happens to journals. So even while I know I'm making this pretty, I realize that it's going to get beat up, and that's okay. This, like I said, this project is for me, and it's for making it pretty is just something that relaxes me and makes me happy. So I'm going to add some of these things on here that I colored, and I just want a tiny little pop of purple. So I'm going to save that, I think, for the inside. So I think I'm just going to layer these maybe over here like that, and then maybe we'll put our vanilla kind of like a third of the way up there. Let's try that. Okay, so I'm going to do the leaf first. Accidentally, when I was chopping this before I cut it out, I accidentally cut off part of the flower. So I'm going to make sure that that edge that doesn't look quite right is sticking underneath this piece right here. So I'm going to get them both ready at the same time, and then I'll kind of put them, I'll put those two edges that meet, I'll stick them down last. Stick that right there. Okay, so those are layered together on that side, and there's that one right there. So that's what I'm going to do to the front, and I'm super happy with that. There's a little glob there. There we go. Now it's flat. Okay, so what's left to do here? Really nothing. I've got the back and the front. I'm not going to put any flowers, at least for now, on the back. But I had left the first page of this blank just because it's so hard to write on the first page of any journal or book. I don't know what it is. There's too much pressure. So I started with the second page. Sometimes I even like to start in the back, but I didn't want to get too far into it. I want to, hopefully this will last for a good part of the year. But so the first page, I'm just going to add some more color. And one of the things I loved about this journal was the inside paper that was already in here. The little numbers kind of reminded me of like numbering the days or whatever. So I'm going to go with that. And I think I'm just going to put a piece of, so I picked out one of the colors that are over here. I'm going to stick a piece of cardstock down here to reinforce the page. And then I'm going to just create with some colors. So I used fresh freesia on the front, but there's also this kind of like in between, like Bubble Bath, Highland Heather, and so I pulled out those colors. This is the 6x6 Designer Series paper, and I'm going to just make little windows so that I can put some things behind it. So before we put that down, let's just add some background stamping with this little grid right here. Party ink. I'm not sure how much of this will show. But in case it does, we'll just add some edges there with that. And then over that, or around it, we'll just add some of that image right there. And I'm just doing Pool Party ink on Pool Party paper, just to keep it really easy on a background. So I'm going to attach this with my Seal Plus, which just ran out, so we will just use our regular seal. So this would be, the front page would be a great place to make a pocket. If I had left 2 pages, I think that's probably what I would have done, is I would have cut half of the first page and made a pocket, just in case I wanted to add something inside, maybe a little poem or something that I wanted to journal about later. So I made this piece of Pool Party cardstock the exact same size as the writing lines, so that I would just cover those up with. And then what I'm going to do is take 2 of these. I think I'm going to do the 2 purples. And I'm just going to cut them. They're already 6 by 6, and I'm going to cut them at 4 inches so that I have 4 by 6 inch pieces. And then I'm going to just give them a 1/2 inch score line on one end. That one's, yeah. These designs can go in any direction, which is so nice. Then what I'm going to do is make this just like a little flap that opens. So I'm going to bend it back and forth and add some tear tape just along that 1/2 inch. I think most of the time, or all the time, I'm not a journaling expert, but you don't intend for anybody to read your journal. I don't intend for anybody to read my journal, but I do like to make it fun and interactive for myself. So I'm leaving these 4 by 6 in case I wanted to put some pictures to help me remember, my why, or something inspirational. But then I also think I'm going to put underneath some notes for me, reminders, and they'll be underneath there. So I'm going to just attach these with that little 1/2 inch score line, like a flap. So it's just attached here where this flap is. So I can put a picture, and then I might put a piece of white underneath there to do a little bit of writing. And then I'll have this one open in the opposite direction. Just to make it fun. So I cut out the letters, I keep calling them letters, the 2024. It's the 0. And I think what I'll do is cut out a shape to put right here, and then I'll put the date right there. So I'm going to take the pink that I didn't use here. This is Bubble Bath, and I just have a piece that's the same size as the number 2 die. These are Thoughtful Expression dies. I'm just going to stick this right in the middle. So this piece that I haven't used, I'm going to actually put up here on this flap to decorate this kind of beginning page. And I'll still have room for a square picture here if I decide to do that. We'll just add that kind of to that corner. And that'll tie it all together. And then I'm just going to put some of these little flowers. Will just be like little accents. Okay. All right, so we have our little flaps. Last thing is I cut out 2 of these tabs, and I thought I would make a little tab near the back, thinking that hopefully when I make it through my journal, I will have at the end. So I'm going to leave 2 pages at the end in case I want to make a pocket. And then I'll put it on that 3rd page. These both have adhesive on them, so I'm going to stick them together front to back, and I'll just attach them to that page. And that way, and I'm going to do it on the inside here, closer to the binding. That way, if I have kind of like a section here to reference, okay, so we've got that little bit sticking up on the top. Very cute. I am super pleased with how this turned out. A couple other little things that I'm going to work on is I'm going to add some ribbon. And so this is the beautiful gold faux leather ribbon. So I'm going to add just a little bit of that to the binding. And then I also have this beautiful satin. It's kind of vanilla and gold. And then I might add a little bit of this. These are all available. This is pecan pie, and it's more of a cottony. So I'm just going to add some of these to the edge. I love the tactile pieces in the journal. It'll be nice when I'm sitting and thinking to have some different little ribbons to touch. and they may fall off over time, and that's okay. But I'm just double knotting them. This string would be really cute to find some beads to add on for a little jingle. Okay, so I might add a little bit more than that, but I'm just gonna leave that for now. And then I'm gonna cover this little binder clip so that I could keep my place. Kind of wish this was gold, but I don't have gold. So this is a smaller size binder clip. All right, if you want to cover one of these smaller binder clips, it's 1 1/4 inches by 3/4 inches. So I'm going to just do 3/4 inches this way, and I'm going to flip it around and do 1 1/4. So there's not much to it. This one already has adhesive sheet on it. Okay, so now our binder clip coordinates as well. So I can clip that back to the page where I'm at. You can also attach ribbon with a little binder clip. All right, it's perfection. I'm gonna just play with a couple other things to add a little charm over here. So what I've done is I have stamped on shrink plastic the images in this stamp set, and I've stamped them with StazOn because that is the ink that will dry. That is the ink that will dry on plastic. So I've used that, and I'm going to just give these a little color, and then we'll shrink them. Now before these shrink, I want to put a hole so that I can make them into a charm. This is a 1/4 inch hole. Everything shrinks with shrink plastic, so you want to make sure you use a hole big enough. You can absolutely put these in the oven following the directions that come with your shrink plastic. I'm going to use my heat tool. All right, these two turned out pretty cute. This one got a little crumply, so it might have been, I think, because I used the stitched die. I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't work, but that's okay. I'm going to put these two, I'm happy with those, onto the side here. So I almost think two would be too much, so I am going to just have one here for now, and maybe save the other one for a little bookmark charm. I hope that you take the time to make something for yourself that you keep. I know a lot of what you make, if you're a card maker, gets sent away to other people, and that's why we do this hobby, because we love doing that. But I hope that maybe you take some of your favorite papers and decorate something that you're going to use. Even if it's just something you might throw away someday, you're going to appreciate that it is decorated for you and you had fun doing it and thinking about it. And so I look forward to sharing more projects like this with you. And in the description box, I'll list the different things that I am doing for my what exactly I'm journaling about. If you are interested in starting a journaling habit, you can take some ideas from me. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this creative process. See you next time.